This video did not exist until you directed your attention toward it. The very screen you are looking at, the words you are hearing, and the space you are sitting in right now were merely floating in a sea of infinite possibilities until your consciousness collapsed them into this exact moment. We are going to dive deep into the ultimate secret of the quantum field and the observer effect. I promise you that by the end of our time together, you will no longer see yourself as a victim of circumstance, but you will finally understand your true, terrifyingly beautiful power as the sole creator of your reality. Tell me, have you ever felt a sudden, unexplainable urge to laugh right in the middle of a difficult situation, as if a deeper part of you suddenly realized that none of this is actually real? To understand the profound shift that is about to happen in your life, we must first look at the invisible architecture of the universe. In esoteric terms, the quantum field is not just empty space. It is a vibrating, living web of infinite potential. Every possible version of your life, every timeline of wealth, health, poverty, or struggle already exists right now as a wave of probability. These waves are waiting for an observer. But here is the secret that ancient mystics knew and modern science is just beginning to prove. Observation is not a passive act of just looking with your physical eyes. Observation is the active projection of your energetic frequency into the field. You do not get what you want, you get what you vibrate. And there is one specific vibration, one seemingly ordinary human expression, that acts as an absolute master key to this field. Let us begin by understanding the concept of dense timelines. Imagine your life as a series of parallel tracks, each vibrating at a different speed. A dense timeline is one that is built upon the frequencies of fear, guilt, shame, and survival. In these timelines, matter feels incredibly heavy. Everything requires immense physical effort. Obstacles appear at every turn, and manifestation feels like pushing a boulder up a steep mountain. Most of humanity is currently locked into these dense tracks, trapped by the illusion that they must fight against the external world to survive. They are constantly reacting to the shadows on the wall, completely forgetting that they are the ones holding the light. But what if I told you there is an energetic solvent, a unique frequency that instantly shatters the heavy atomic structure of these difficult realities? This solvent is not a complex ritual or a difficult meditation technique. It is the pure, unfiltered vibration of your laughter. But what is laughter truly from a metaphysical perspective? We are not talking about mocking or cynical laughter, which is deeply rooted in the ego. We are talking about pure, spontaneous, unconditioned joy. When you laugh from your core, you are not just making a sound. You are emitting a highly concentrated electromagnetic pulse from your heart center into the quantum field. Science has shown that the heart generates an electromagnetic field thousands of times stronger than the brain. When this field is infused with the pure frequency of joy, it expands outward, interacting with the holographic fabric of reality. Your laughter is literally a sonic boom in the spiritual realm. It moves through the dense waves of probability, untangling the knots of lower frequencies. In that split second of genuine amusement, you completely stop feeding energy to your problems, causing their quantum structure to instantly weaken. Consider the profound mechanism of the observer effect. The observer effect dictates that an electron behaves as a wave of infinite potential until it is observed, at which point it collapses into a single physical particle. Now, think about your daily problems. The more you worry about them, the more you observe them through the lens of anxiety. By doing so, you are actively collapsing the quantum wave into a particle of struggle. You are forcing the universe to mirror your inner state of panic. But when you laugh, you violently interrupt this process. Laughter forces your consciousness into the present moment. You cannot truly laugh and worry at the exact same time. In the moment of laughter, your observation of the problem ceases. The dense particle instantly reverts back into a wave of infinite potential. You have just freed the energy trapped in your problem, making it available to create something new. This brings us to the profound realization of the cosmic joke. The greatest spiritual masters throughout history have often been depicted with a subtle, knowing smile or a loud, roaring laugh. Why? Because as consciousness expands, you begin to see the grand illusion of the material world. You realize that the things you took so seriously, the things that caused you so much pain, were merely temporary projections of your own mind. When you finally see this, the only natural response is laughter. You laugh at the absurdity of the ego. You laugh at how hard you tried to control an illusion. When you tap into this specific frequency of laughter, you are aligning yourself with the perspective of your higher self. You are no longer the character suffering in the movie. You are the director sitting in the theater, wildly amused by the plot twists you created for your own evolution. Spontaneous laughter is one of the most accurate indicators that you have just successfully executed a quantum jump. Have you ever been in a deep state of meditation, or perhaps walking alone in nature, and suddenly you felt a bubble of joy rise in your chest for absolutely no logical reason? Your mind tries to find a cause for it, but there is none. This is not a random biological glitch. This is a massive energetic confirmation. It means your consciousness has just unhooked itself from a lower timeline and locked onto a higher, more expansive one. The sudden joy is the friction of your energy-shifting gears. When this happens, do not suppress it. Do not look for a reason. Simply let the laughter roll through you. By doing so, you are anchoring the new timeline into your physical body, signaling to the universe that you are ready to experience the miracles aligned with this new frequency. Let us examine the biological alchemy that occurs when you release this frequency. From a quantum biological standpoint, your cells are not just made of physical matter, they are made of light. They communicate with each other through biophotons. When you are stressed and vibrating on a dense timeline, this cellular light becomes dim and chaotic. But the moment you genuinely laugh, your brain releases a cascade of neurochemicals, completely rewriting your internal chemistry. This is not just a physical process. It is an energetic upgrade. The biophotons in your cells begin to emit a coherent, highly synchronized laser light. This internal coherence creates a powerful magnetic pull. Your body becomes a literal magnet for high-frequency experiences. The universe responds to this coherent light by organizing the external circumstances of your life to perfectly match the joy you are generating from within. One of the greatest obstacles to manifestation is the human ego. The ego thrives on density. It loves drama, it loves a good fight, and it absolutely demands that everything be taken seriously. The ego needs you to believe that your problems are real and permanent because that is how it maintains its illusion of control over you. However, pure laughter is the absolute kryptonite of the ego. You cannot be trapped in an egoic state of victimhood while simultaneously experiencing genuine joy. Laughter acts as a sword that cuts through the heavy ropes of attachment. When you laugh at a situation, you instantly detach from the outcome. You drop the desperate need for things to happen in a specific way. And paradoxically, it is exactly this state of total detachment that allows your greatest manifestations to rush into your reality without any resistance. This explains the manifestation trap that catches 99% of spiritual seekers. They learn about the law of attraction, and they turn manifestation into a stressful, full-time job. They visualize with tense muscles. They affirm their desires with desperate anxiety. They treat the quantum field like a strict boss they need to impress. This heavy, serious approach only creates more density. The field mirrors their desperation back to them as a lack of results. But the true masters know that the universe is playful. The universe responds to lightness, to ease, and to a sense of humor. When you stop trying so hard and instead find a reason to laugh at the journey, you drop the resistance. You switch from the frequency of needing to the frequency of allowing. And in the space of allowing, the quantum field rearranges itself with terrifying speed to bring you what you desire. Your laughter is literally an act of spiritual rebellion against the matrix of low vibrations. The invisible systems of control on this planet operate by keeping humanity in a constant state of low-grade anxiety. The news, the economy, the social structures are all designed to pull your attention down into the dense frequencies of survival and fear. When you are in fear, your consciousness shrinks, and your ability to affect the quantum field is minimized. But when you choose to laugh, especially in the face of adversity, you are staging a powerful, energetic revolt. You are breaking the chains of the program. You are declaring to the universe that your inner state is no longer dependent on external conditions. This absolute sovereignty over your own frequency is the mark of a true creator. By simply smiling and laughing, you become an untouchable force of nature. Let us look at a real-life example of how this timeline collapse works. Imagine you have a major financial crisis. The dense timeline dictates that you panic, you lose sleep, and you scramble desperately for a solution. This panic collapses the wave into more poverty. But what if, in the darkest moment of that crisis, you step back, look at the sheer absurdity of the situation, and let out a genuine laugh? What if you laugh at the illusion of money, realizing that you are an infinite being, playing a temporary human game? In that exact second, the quantum architecture of the crisis shatters. Your frequency spikes, the heavy timeline dissolves, and a new probability wave instantly opens up. Within 24 hours, you might receive a random phone call, an unexpected idea, or a sudden opportunity that resolves the issue effortlessly. This is the power of the observer changing the observation. The mechanism behind this is known as wave interference. In quantum mechanics, when two waves meet, they can either amplify each other or cancel each other out. The dense vibrations of your problems are essentially low-frequency waves moving through your field. When you generate the high-frequency wave of pure joy, it travels outward and collides with the dense waves. Because the frequency of joy is infinitely more powerful and coherent than the frequency of fear, it completely neutralizes the lower vibration. It is exactly like turning on a bright light in a dark room. The darkness does not fight back. It simply ceases to exist. Your laughter is the light. By choosing to embody this vibration, you are actively cleansing your energetic environment, erasing the old, painful blueprints of your past, and clearing the space for a magnificent future. As you begin to practice this, you will notice an immediate increase in synchronicity. Synchronicity is not a series of random coincidences. It is the universe giving you a direct wink, a playful nod to let you know that you are in perfect alignment. When you live in a light-hearted state of consciousness, you become highly sensitive to these cosmic nudges. You will start seeing repeating numbers, running into the exact right people at the right time, and thinking of things right before they happen. These events are the breadcrumbs of your new, high-frequency timeline. The universe is speaking to you in the language of miracles, and the appropriate response to synchronicity is always a joyful laugh. When you laugh at a synchronicity, you acknowledge the magic, which tells the quantum field to send you even more of it. It is crucial to understand the subtle difference between masking your pain with humor and true quantum laughter. Using sarcasm to hide your trauma is a defense mechanism of the ego. It keeps the dense timeline intact because the underlying vibration is still one of bitterness or fear. True quantum joy is born from profound acceptance. It is the laughter that comes after you have fully felt your emotions, accepted the present moment entirely, and then chosen to rise above it. It is the deep exhale of the soul. When you laugh from this place of supreme acceptance, you are not denying your reality. You are transcending it. You are acknowledging that while the human experience can be intense, your true nature is eternal, untouched, and forever safe. This is the vibration that moves mountains. In many mystical traditions, there is the powerful archetype of the sacred fool. The fool is often depicted as someone who dances on the edge of the abyss, completely unbothered by the dangers of the world. Why is the fool considered wise? Because the fool has realized that human logic is fundamentally flawed and that the mind can never truly comprehend the vastness of the universe. The fool knows that trying to control reality with the intellect is a hopeless endeavor. Instead, the fool trusts the flow, surrenders to the mystery, and laughs at the unknown. When you embody the energy of the sacred fool, you drop your rigid expectations. You stop demanding to know how your manifestation will arrive, and you simply trust that it will. This joyful surrender is the ultimate state of allowing, creating a perfect vacuum that the universe rushes to fill. You can even use this unique quantum frequency to heal your past timelines. Time is an illusion. The past, present, and future are all happening simultaneously in the eternal now. The trauma and dense memories you carry from the past are still actively broadcasting a heavy signal into your current reality. But you can change this. Close your eyes and visit a memory where you felt embarrassed, small, or afraid. Now, instead of feeling the pain, view that past version of yourself from your current, higher perspective. See the innocence in your mistakes. See the grand cosmic play. And then, gently, send laughter and joy to that past version of you. As you do this, you are actively altering the energetic signature of that memory. You are collapsing the dense wave of the past, freeing up massive amounts of life force energy to flow into your present moment. This exact same principle applies to your future manifestations. Stop visualizing your desires with a heavy sense of longing, as if they are far away and hard to get. Longing implies lack, and the universe will simply manifest more lack. Instead, think about your greatest desire right now. Imagine it is already yours. How does it feel? It feels like profound relief. It feels light. It feels joyful. It makes you want to smile. That smile is the exact frequency of the reality where your desire already exists. By laughing and feeling the joy of the fulfilled desire right now, in the present moment, you are perfectly matching the vibration of that future timeline. You are literally pulling that future into your present. You are becoming the magnetic center of your own universe, effortlessly drawing your dreams into physical form. Never underestimate the contagious nature of this quantum laughter. You do not exist in a vacuum. Your energetic field is constantly interacting with the fields of everyone around you. When you enter a room carrying the frequency of dense, heavy timelines, people unconsciously contract. But when you walk into a space vibrating with authentic, spontaneous joy, you act as an energetic tuning fork. The powerful electromagnetic pulse of your heart forces the fields of those around you to entrain to your higher frequency. You literally elevate the consciousness of the collective just by being incredibly happy. Without speaking a single word, your vibration dissolves the dense realities of others. You become a walking portal of light, a living demonstration of the observer effect in its most beautiful and transformative form. So how do you apply this practically when you feel completely stuck in a dark place? The key is to start small. You do not need to force a fake laugh if you are grieving or in deep pain. Instead, seek out the frequency of lightness. Look for things that genuinely amuse you. Watch something funny, play with an animal, or simply observe the absurd behavior of the human mind. Give yourself permission to step out of the serious, heavy character you have been playing. Treat life as a grand experiment rather than a life or death test. The moment you introduce even a tiny crack of amusement into your rigid reality, the light of the quantum field begins to pour in. That small chuckle is the first domino falling, initiating a chain reaction that will ultimately collapse the entire dense structure of your suffering. Pay very close attention to the absolute silence that follows a moment of deep, hearty laughter. When the laughing stops, there is a split second where your mind is completely empty. There are no thoughts of the past, no worries about the future. There is only a profound, vibrating stillness. This silence is the void. It is the 0-point field. It is the sacred space where all creation originates. In that moment of post-laughter emptiness, your manifestation power is at its absolute peak. You are completely connected to Source. Whatever intention you drop into that silent space will be instantly received by the quantum fabric without any resistance from your conscious mind. Learn to cherish that silence. Use that fleeting second of pure emptiness to silently state your highest intention, and watch how fast the universe moves to fulfill it. You must now fully integrate this profound realization into your daily existence. You are not a fragile physical body struggling to survive on a rock in space. You are an ancient, infinite consciousness that has chosen to project itself into this holographic reality for the sheer thrill of the experience. Every thought you have is a brushstroke on the canvas of time. Every emotion is a command given to the atoms of your world. When you finally stop taking the illusion so seriously, when you finally realize that you hold the remote control to the frequencies of reality, you become completely unstoppable. Your joy is your ultimate weapon. Your laughter is your highest magic. You are the ultimate observer, tuning the radio dial of existence purely through the resonance of your own magnificent heart. But what if I told you the deepest truth of all? You are not in reality. You are reality, observing itself through the beautiful lens of your human eyes. The moment you remember this, the heavy illusion breaks. You have the ultimate power to collapse timelines of struggle and instantly manifest a life of supreme abundance simply by choosing the frequency of pure, unconditioned joy. You are the creator, the observer, and the quantum field all rolled into one. Thank you for tuning in to this transmission. If you felt this truth resonate in your bones, subscribe to the channel and hit the like button right now to lock in this new, high-frequency timeline. To completely activate this shift in your reality, write this exact phrase in the comments below. I am the observer, laughing my reality into existence. Now tell me, what beautiful synchronicities or sudden signs have you noticed appearing in your life over the past few days?